Hi, I'm here aboard the beautiful Norwegian Bliss, and joining me is a man who is highly influential at making all of this happen. He's the president and CEO of Norwegian Cruise Line, Mr. Andy Stuart. Andy, thank you so much for taking time to chat with me today.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's great to have you here.
It's amazing to be here, and everywhere I look upon the Bliss, I just see such attention to detail. Can you tell me kind of what your vision was when you set out to create the Bliss?
Yeah, we wanted to build a ship that delivered the ultimate in freedom and flexibility, which is really what Norwegian Cruise Line is all about. And we wanted to also to have a beautiful, elegant ship that people felt at home in, and then wherever we take them, they want to get the view of the destination. So we're in this lounge, and the idea is really bring the destination inside the ship, have people feel like as they're getting to the destination, they're part of wherever they're sailing to, and then they get to explore. But bring the destinations and the ocean into the ship. It's the romance of the sea. It's really, you know, what cruising is all about.
Well, you've absolutely hit a home run with that. Now, you've been with NCL for quite a while, and I wanted to ask you, how has the brand evolved throughout the years?
You know, when I started Norwegian Cruise Line, we were a pretty small cruise line. We'd been one of the early innovators, and we were trying to figure out what we were going to do next. And it was at that point we looked at cruising and said, you know, cruising has evolved in a certain way. It's become quite structured, and we felt there was an opportunity to attract a really broad audience of people into cruising by having people vacation the same way they vacation everywhere else, and make it free and flexible, offer lots of different dining choices. You know, when you go to a big city, what do? You look for a new restaurant to try.
Right.
You want to try a new restaurant every day. You want to go to a show one night and maybe see comedy the next.
Of course.
And the industry was, you know, what are you going to have for dinner tonight? Oh, I'm eating early. What's the show? Oh, I'm going to the late show. They didn't talk about what they were going to eat or the show they were going to see. And we wanted people to say, no, tonight I'm going for steak or French or teppanyaki or sushi. And then we want to say, we're going to see a Broadway show, or I'm going to see comedy, or I'm going to sing along with a piano, or I'm going to do, you know, whatever it happens to be. So we want people to vacation on our ships the same way they vacation everywhere else. It shouldn't be, you shouldn't have to learn how to cruise.
Absolutely.
It should be what you do in every other destination.
Well, that's fantastic, and I've been a long-time cruiser, absolutely love Norwegian, and every time I'm asked about an itinerary or cruise line, I always recommend Norwegian, and a big part of that is because of the Norwegian experience. So for all the new cruisers out there, can you explain to them why they should be looking at Norwegian?
Yeah, I mean, it really is about, you take this ship for example, we've tried to, in everything we do, we try to figure out how the guest can come on board and vacation on their own terms. We don't ever want to tell somebody what to do. We want people to come on, enjoy the trip. If food is their thing, we have so many dining choices. If it's entertainment, we have a wider range of entertainment, and it really is as good as you'll get in Las Vegas or Broadway or West End of London. If they want excitement and fun, we have a racetrack on this ship. We've got incredible water slides. We have laser tag. So we have something for everyone. So you can come on with a multi-generational family, and the grandparents will sit up here in the Haven and they'll never leave. It's the most luxurious space and quiet and peaceful. And then they'll bring their grandkids, and the grandkids are racing on the racetrack and flying through water slides off the edge of the ship and back on. And you know, the parents maybe a foodies, and they're going to the wine bar and they're trying some new wine. And so there really is there are all these choices. And even the solo traveler, we built a space for solo travelers, where they can have their own area. There's a private lounge just for those folks, so they can meet and greet in a comfortable way. So it's really about having people come on, as you do everywhere else you go, and navigating the experience in a way that suits you, or might suit me, or someone else, or different generations, whatever it happens to be.
Well, you've certainly done that. I certainly don't want to ever get off the ship, so thanks for doing that.
It's a pleasure.
Now, every Norwegian cruise line ship has a godparent.
Yes.
And the Bliss is no different. You've obviously have Kristen Chenoweth and Pitbull, but now you've added what I believe is the greatest morning show host of all time in Elvis Duran. And the morning show, how did that relationship come to be?
You know, I'm a big fan of the show. So on my morning drive, I joined the show, and I always think it's like a dinner party.
Right.
It's a bunch of friends who are sitting and chit-chatting, and I feel like I got invited to the party. And Froggy loves to cruise, and so he loves to cruise with us, and I met him as a part of his cruising experience. And we got to chatting, and he started to host some events for us, and he and I became friends. And I sounded him out one time and said, you know, what do you think about this idea? And he thought I was crazy. And then he talked to Elvis, who also thought we were crazy. But ultimately, we all got to know each other, and we realized that Froggy likes cruising, Danielle likes cruising, Dave Brody likes, and they all like to cruise with us. Elvis had never cruised, was sort of intrigued by the idea. And so they agreed to do it, and it's been fantastic. because they've talked about our brand in an organic way. I never had to give Elvis a script and say, here's what I want you to talk about. Because he would say, hey Froggy, tell me about Norwegian Bliss, what's coming? And Froggy knew, and he knows the concierge on the ship, and Danielle loves the fact we put M&Ms in her stateroom, and they love the teppanyaki restaurant, and so on. So it was this very organic conversation about this wonderful vacation experience and the value and fun and all those elements. It was very natural, which is the beauty of the show. I said to Elvis, God, it must take you ages every night to plan what you're going to do the next morning. He said, no, I wake up and we talk about what I'm thinking about, or what Froggy did yesterday, or Danielle, and so on and so forth. So the show itself is very organic, and this conversation about cruising and Norwegian Bliss became very organic. So it's been very successful.
Well, that's fantastic, and I think you're right. Once someone cruises and experiences Norwegian Cruise Line, they'll never go back to regular vacations. And you talked about the dining options, so I have to ask you, because there are so many dining options here on the Norwegian Bliss, do you have a favorite?
You know, I do. We have a restaurant called Food Republic, where it's sort of a high-tech restaurant. We have an iPad and people order their food off the iPad. And the beauty of it for me is you get to try so many different dining choices because it's small plates.
Right.
And we have this little tuna pizza, which is about my favorite thing on earth. And they do a crispy rice with a spicy tuna and all sorts of different dishes. There's meat, there's fish, there's vegetarian, everything you can imagine. It all comes out. So everyone kind of orders on the iPad, and all of a sudden all these this array of flavors arrive. And so I just love that. It's fun and it's different, it's unexpected on a cruise ship, and it's a great experience.
Well, it's been a great experience overall. I want to thank you so much. It was a pleasure and an honor to have a chance to chat with you. And I know that for those of you watching for the first time, if you experience NCL, you like me are going to be a lifetime fan of Norwegian Cruise Line. So thank you, Andy.
It's great having you aboard.
Thank you. And if you want some more information on the Bliss or Norwegian Cruise Line in general, make sure to head on over to ncl.com.